What is up everyone, and welcome back to a new Sorare video. My name is Josh from the Sorare Experience, and you guys have absolutely loved the scouting guides that I've been posting on this channel over the last week or so. We've done midfielders, we've done forwards, and we've done goalkeepers, so today that leaves us with scouting some defenders that will set you back no more than £10 that you can pick up for your gallery next season. As always, if you like the video, make sure you do leave a like, and if you want to see more, subscribe as well. And also, if you want to sign up to Sorare, do so using the link in the description, and you'll get a free limited card upon buying 5 on the auction house. But without talking too much, let's swiftly move into the video. So we're going to move on to our first defender here in Ko Itakura, Borussia Mönchengladbach player. I can't seem to speak today, sorry. Mönchengladbach player, and is a really consistent scorer. As you can see, has some low scores in there, but when Mönchengladbach have a good game and sort of keep a clean sheet, as you can see, he does tend to score really well. This is the perfect sort of player to pick up for a cap competition because he's got a low cap, only at 53, and he can quite easily slot in there and bang you out some threshold rewards. He's currently only around £8 at the moment, and you'll find that a lot of these defenders are such good value for money because they're not the most desirable. People would rather play with midfielders or attackers, especially in that extra slot in their team. So you can get some real bargains if you're happy to pick up some defenders as opposed to the more attacking positions. We'll move on to the second defender in Ben Mee, currently only around £4. I am expecting him to play even with the signing of Nathan Collins. He's probably their most experienced defender, so I do think he'll stay in the squad. But obviously keep an eye out on that. If you are a bit dubious and stuff, don't obviously pick him up. None of this is financial advice. It's just players that I've been looking at for next year that I might consider picking up. As I said, only around £4, and you can see here for the type of scores that he gets, he's an absolute bargain. He can score you high 80s, he can score you 70s, and Brentford are really solid defensively for the most part. So if they can carry that on going into next year, I think he'd be a really good pickup. We also have Michael Pinto, probably the cheapest of the lot, only at around £2.40 at the moment. I did pick one up to go with my Van Croy to get in the collection bonus. As you can see here, he did miss the last few games of the season. I would assume through injury because he did come off in the 62nd minute against Utrecht. But a really consistent scorer when he is playing. And most of this is from AA as well. So when you see a player for £2 that can pick up 37 AA in a game against one of the best teams in the league in AZ, you know you're on to a winner. So I think he's a really good option as well. We'll move on to the next defender in Milan van Eek. I think that's how you say his name. Again, I'm going to butcher that. A really low cap at the moment because he did make some sub appearances, have some sort of crap games towards the end of last year. But these are actually, most of these sort of bad performances are for the Netherlands under 21s. So you can see when he's playing for Heerenveen, he actually scores pretty consistently. And again, sort of a perfect cap player because with these lower scores, he's only got a last 15 of 39. So you can easily fit him into a cap 220 lineup. They've got some good games at the start of next year, and you can see here he has the capability to bang a 100 score if he fancies it. So especially with him being so young, he's under 23 till 2025, he might sort of develop his game a bit more and become even more desirable next year. We have Mario Homoso, obviously has had a really long and great career at Atletico and Oda in Spain. Currently around £4 at the moment. Obviously spent a bit of the first half of last season injured, but when he was back, really consistent. For £4, he's a perfect player to put in like a semi-pro lineup. So if he can sort of score your 60-70 points with a 50% bonus, he's a really good option for next season. We've got Nico Alvedi. Mönchengladbach are pretty leaky when it comes to sort of conceding goals, but if they can sort of shrewd up their defence next year, he could be a really good option. And you can see here, he's got those high scores in there. And he's even scored as high as 97 in one game week as well. Currently only around a fiver. Mönchengladbach, they're a big team in the Bundesliga. So hopefully they can regain some form and carry on where they left off a few seasons back. We also have Marc Bartra, again, a player that has had a really long, distinguished career in the Spanish divisions and is now playing over at Trabzonspor. And you can see that when he's playing for Trabzonspor, he can score well. He's got 100 scores in him, some high 80s. I've picked him up as a rare player for my captain competition next year. So I don't know why he missed these last 2 games. Maybe look into that. I'm not very good at that. I'm not going to lie. I'm a bit lazy with it. So my word is not gospel. I'm not the best at this. But again, these are just players that I would look at. We got Josip Joranovic. Was really, really great player at Celtic. And I hope it was Celtic, because I'm going to get shredded if it wasn't. But yeah, really, really consistent player there. Has moved to Union Berlin and has had a bit of a tough time, but you can see here, he has still got the capability to score really, really high scores. And he's got a really low cap for like his capabilities, like 44 L15. So you can easily get him into a cap 240 lineup. And if he scores one of these peaks, you're in for a good time. We got Attila Szabo. I think that was right. Around £7 at the moment, and a really, really just I think consistency is the word with this guy. 60s to 70s all over the board. He's never going to kill your lineup. I think that's really what you've got with him. Has some plays for Hungary, so obviously has some international utility as well, which is always good. We'll move on to the next player. I'm not even going to try and say his name. But Heerenveen defender, 27 years old, currently around £3 at the moment. And when he's playing, again, really consistent scores. Heerenveen had a really good year last year, and hopefully they can kick on and carry that on next year as well. Yeah, so £3 for this guy. I think it's really good. 60 odd quid for the rare if you're that way inclined. Final player, I spoke about him before, is Dejan Lovren, around £7 at the moment. He missed the back end of last year with injury. But yeah, I mean, when he's playing and Lyon are doing well and sort of kicking, he scores really, really well with some high 80s in there. For £6-7, again, a really sort of good semi-pro option maybe for next year if he's going to be playing every game, which I expect him to. Because Lyon have a very young side and they probably need that kind of experience that Lovren brings. So I think that'd be a really good option for them next year. So yeah, I mean, that's the 10 players I'm going to put forward for this scouting guide. I mean, it was a bit of a short video, but hopefully you enjoyed it. And let me know in the comments if you're going to pick up any of these players, and if you think I've missed anyone, and what players you think are completely undervalued based on how well they could score next season. As always, if you want to sign up to Sorare, make sure you do so using the link in the description, and you'll get that free limited card upon buying 5 on the auction house. And subscribe as well, because I appreciate it, and I appreciate you being here. And I mean, I just want to say thanks for the support on the channel over the past 3 weeks. I really wasn't expecting it, if I'm honest, but yeah, I just appreciate it. So as always, thanks for your time today. Enjoy the sun. Peace.